Congenital heart defects are the most common type of birth defect, and each year in the United States, more than 35,000 babies are diagnosed with different types.
Some can be life-threatening, others are less serious. This week is dedicated to raising awareness about congenital heart defects. The largest event happening locally is on Saturday.
And Christina Minahan and Aaron Osler are here from Midwest Heart Connection. Good to see both of you this morning.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
No, from what I understand, a congenital heart defect, it's essentially a structural problem of the heart that's noticed at birth, right? Explain, what are all the different types?
Well, that's a hard question. There's hundreds of different types. As you said, an abnormality in the development of the heart is going to create the defect. Sometimes it would be connections that allow the blood to flow from the heart to the body to the lungs. Other times it can be holes within the heart that allows leaking. Sometimes parts of the heart don't develop, or some of the development is more narrow than it should be, which obviously causes complications.
Yeah. How did the two of you become familiar? I mean, did you have a child born with a
My youngest daughter, Allison, she's 5 now. She was born with a heart defect. She had open heart surgery when she was a week old.
Wow.
And one of my hardest days that we had at the hospital, I got to the hospital and I had my care kit, and when she got out of the hospital and was done with her surgery, it just felt like I needed to give back. She's one of the less severe heart defects that are out there, so she's had one surgery and she'll need a valve replacement later in life.
We're looking at a picture here of all these bags, and you brought one of them in. So is this something that when parents are first introduced to your organization, you give them one of these bags? What's inside?
Whenever they come in for a surgery, we have information in there about us, about family matching, so we can try and get them with another family, so they know that they're not alone, because it's hard road to navigate. And we also have a bummer bear in there.
Here, let's get him into the shot, because these are so cute, and I know the kids love them, especially because
it
helps them relate.
It's got a stitched heart just like they do, and they just love them.
And then they can zip him back up when they go home. Sort of like they're all better.
Yep.
Aaron, what's your time?
Well, it's kind of interesting. 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago, I had a son that was born, and his heart defect was not detected. And we were discharged, and about a day and a half later, it started to manifest itself, and he started turning colors more like blue. So we took him back in and ultimately found out he had several different heart defects, and ultimately passed away 7 days after he was born. And then about 6 months ago, our youngest daughter was born, and along the pregnancy, we did find out through more research now that she had a congenital heart disease or defect that was called a transposition of the greater arteries. So the arteries were on the wrong sides of the heart. A week after she was born, she also had open heart surgery where they actually went in and detached them, reattached them, and she's looking really, really good. In fact, this afternoon is our follow-up, and the anticipation is no further restrictions, no further surgeries or anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, I mean, what you're saying touches every parent watching to be in your position, either of you. So then to think about having some fun, right? That this cause, something so serious, brings you together for a good time, but that's what this party is about.
Right.
So what's planned on Saturday?
We are having a heart party. It's just a party where we get together and you can see the kids get bigger and see that they can try and live as normal a life as possible, even though that they have, they fight this disease every day. And we have bounce house and clowns and a DJ, so it's a really great time.
Yeah, and it's for families, right? Coming up this Saturday. How do families get involved with this event?
The easiest way for them to get involved is to either donate their time or donate money. It costs money to get these care kits into the hospital, and they could go to family matching if they don't have time or money, and that's even better, to get a hold of these other families and let them know that they are not alone.
Tickets are needed in advance. You can go to MidwestHeartConnection.com to learn more about this event and about getting tickets. Aaron, how important is the community aspect here when you're meeting other families who really have been where you are and you can relate?
Sure, I think this is this is why I joined the organization, because sometimes you feel like nobody else has ever felt this way, and each story is different, but it's nice to know that there's people out there that have walked in similar shoes and have experienced similar things, so you can talk to and see, wow, this person has the same heart defect, and look how old they are, and look how good they're doing, and it's encouraging. It gives hope, and and it helps the children and it helps the parents. And so community involvement's really important.
Just look at some of those pictures of some of those kids that grew up and they were, you know, maybe in their teens,
Yeah.
you know, who maybe had a defect when they were born, that they had a procedure.
And I always think
growing
about the
up.
people who are watching now. You never know who you've touched today that didn't know this organization existed, but they need you.
Right.
So the website again, it's MidwestHeartConnection.com. Tickets are required. You can't show up on Saturday at 5:30. Hey everybody, I'd like to come party. They need to know you're coming to the Livestock Exchange building. Guys, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Good
for
to have
having
you
us.
here. Thank
Have a
you.
great time at the party.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you've got